Hey guys, what's going on? It's Saturday. It's Easter weekend. Happy Easter, you guys. How exciting. It's funny though. I was thinking about, my kids are grown. I was thinking about the Easter bunny, and I was out running errands this morning, and this lady was, I was at the gas station, and she was standing there putting stuff in and out of her, putting stuff in her trunk, and she's talking on the phone at the same time. And as I backed out, what's going on, Gregory? Hey, Daniel. As I backed out, I could see her filling Easter baskets. And it just occurred to me that, all of the silly things that we do for our kids and the lies that we, the lies that we tell, and then we tell our kids not to lie, but we bring them up in this environment of mistruths and half-truths. Anyway, it's time for 30 books in 30 weeks, and this week's book we're wrapping up. Today's the last day. Well, we'll have our wrap up tomorrow, but People Buy You, and it's a book about the elements of good customer service. And one of the things that people always talk about is customer satisfaction. So today I want to talk about why that's just really not enough. So as you guys come on, feel free to invite some other people in to join us in the conversation, and we're going to talk a little bit about service excellence. If you are in for the first time, just catching this, or maybe you're popped in on a replay, welcome in. My name is Marcy Batiste. I am a reality-based success and recovery trainer and a speaker and an author, and I'm sold out to my happiness. I always live life on Mars, but the thing that really gets me going every day is the ability to help other women shine and to help them discover and embrace their star power. And that's from a real perspective, like for real women, dealing with real issues in the real world. And a lot of times I think we can sugarcoat a lot of stuff, and we can try and put band-aids on deep-seated wounds. And so reality-based coaching is about ripping the band-aids off and healing what's beneath the surface. So that's why we call it success and recovery training. But anyway, People Buy You, and why customer service and customer satisfaction ain't enough. So I want to share with you guys a story about, it's not even really my favorite restaurant, but I have a favorite server there. And so I go there even sometimes when I really would rather eat something else. So we're gonna talk about, and this will kind of give you the idea of what I'm talking about why customer satisfaction isn't enough. So we talk about things like retention, we talk about acquisition, getting new customers, and we talk about how to keep them. And then we talk about customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction alone is not going to provide retention for you. I'm sorry. If they're saying that all you have to do is give good service, that's not enough. So my favorite server, I go to Cheddar's a lot. There's one by my house. So, and they have really good margaritas, but shh, you didn't hear that from me. So I do go there for the margaritas, but I have a particularly favorite server that I like to sit in his section. And so the food at Cheddar's is good. There's nothing wrong with any of the other servers. I've only one time had really bad service there. But the server that I like is just one step beyond. And so while the other servers are satisfactory, they're not providing excellence. They're not providing that value add. And so, particularly in a service industry, like in food service, being a waiter, it can be difficult to stand out. The same thing like if you work in a call center or whatever. It's hard to stand out. They're fast-paced environments. Everybody's got their own whatever. So the person on the other end of the phone, everybody has their own set of problems. Every person at every single table is different in a restaurant. And so I was a server for I was a waitress for about 5 years, 100 years ago, when I was in high school and going into college. And so I know firsthand what it takes and the little extras that it takes to provide excellent service in that environment. And it's excellent service, not satisfaction, that keeps customers coming back. And so when we look at relationships, it's the same thing. You can't just provide satisfaction in a relationship. You have to go the extra step. You have to be willing to go the extra mile. You have to bring excellence to the table. That's where the retention piece comes in. And so, like for my favorite server, when I go there, for instance, I went there last night, there was already I think a 15-minute wait, and the hostess said, well, if you want to sit in his section, it may be an extra 10 or 15 minutes. And I said, that's fine. So I waited an extra, I was willing to wait anyway, an extra 15 or 20 minutes to sit in this particular server's section because he's very friendly. He remembers us when we come in. Me and one of my best friends, we go there a lot, and we always sit in his section. So he remembers us, and but it's always been that way. You know, he's one of those servers who never makes you wait for anything. Like, he almost senses what you need. For instance, she needed extra salad dressing with her to go, and you know, he asked that before she had to even ask for it. And so it's those little bitty things that make a big difference. And that's the same whether you're talking about in your business or whether you're talking about in your relationship. So this year we're talking about how to make this your best year ever. I challenge you, in everything you do, don't settle for satisfaction. Satisfaction ain't enough. Satisfaction will never ever be enough. Satisfaction will give you mediocre. So if you want a mediocre life, cool. Go ahead and go for satisfaction. But if you want something more than that, if you want to truly love your relationships, if you want to truly love the life that you're living, if you truly want to love what you do for a living, add a little bit of excellence into your day. Add a little bit of excellence into your routine. And here's the thing that I know to be true about the universe. Check this out. What you put out is what you get back. So if you're giving out minimum satisfaction, that's what you're going to get back in return. If you want to receive excellence, if you want to receive that next level of happiness, I tell you all the time, I'm sold out to my happiness. So I try to put good vibes into the universe because that's what I want the universe to send back to me. And so I make it known. Happiness is my beacon. That is my guiding light. So if my happiness is my guiding light and that's what I'm sold out to, then I'm going to go the extra mile for the things and the people and the whatever, the just things that I enjoy. My train of thought just went poof. Anyway, but I'm going to go that extra mile. I'm not going to settle for satisfied. And the same thing goes for relationships. People ask me all the time, like, why are you still single? I don't want to settle. I don't want a satisfactory relationship. I want an excellent relationship. I want an excellent partnership. And I'm willing to go the extra mile. I'm willing to wait the extra time, just like I was willing to wait the extra time for my favorite server. I'm willing to wait the extra time for the relationship that I want. Does that make sense? If I was content with an average relationship, if I was going to be content with simply being content, then perhaps I would be more anxious to jump into something than I am. But I'm not. I know what an average relationship looks like. I've been there, done that. I know what crappy relationships look like. I've been there and done that too. But I've also learned what excellent relationships look like. And whether that's an intimate relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a business relationship, whatever the case may be, I want all of those to be excellent. And if they're not, then essentially just a waste of my time. So I need to make so I'm willing to give those things up. So I'll give up the average relationship to free up time for me to do the things that make me excellent, so that I can receive and attract an excellent partnership. Does that make sense? So understanding that satisfaction ain't enough. You can't, what's that one said? You can't settle for satisfactory. Like it's going to lead to, like, it's so, I don't even know how to put this. So for most of my life, I was perfectly content for just the humdrum life, just existing. And then I went through some trauma, okay? I went through some trauma. I made an investment to learn some things about myself, to learn some things about the world and how I operate in that world, and how I've taught people to operate with me. And I realized that I don't ever want to live a mundane life again. I want to always have the freedom to have an excellent life, to have excellent friendships, to have excellent relationships. To me, a satisfactory friendship isn't enough. It's just not. I could really, yeah, I could do without it. Sorry, that sounds kind of harsh, but guess what? I live life on Mars too. My world, my life, my rules. That's my thing. Like, if it's one-sided relationships, don't do it for me. People who want to emotionally hijack you, don't do it for me. Hey Ann, how's it going? People who want to use the friendship because of the benefits. And there are a lot of people that have beneficial friendships. And I'm not talking about sex either, y'all. I mean, some of those too. But anyway, it's a whole other story, a whole other video for a whole other day. But they have beneficial relationships. I don't have time for one-sided beneficial relationships. I want excellent relationships. That means partnerships. That means people willing to give on an equal footing. Said, you know, I can't see. Put you through your trials and tribulations with you right now. Aww, you just make my heart smile, Cedric. See, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's one of my dear hearts, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And when I talk to you guys about having excellent friendships, excellent relationships, ooh, that bird almost, ooh. When I talk about having excellent friendships, excellent relationships, it's people like said that I have in my life who are supportive of me through the tough stuff. They are encouraging for me when things are going good. They're the ones that call and just say, hey, what's going on? How's life on Mars today? That's what I'm talking about when I talk about excellent friends, you guys. When I talk about excellent relationships. If it's not excellent, I don't want it. Satisfaction's not enough. I don't ever want to find myself in a place where satisfaction is okay with me. I don't ever want to go there again. I know what that space looks like, and I know that I'm not happy in that space. And so I'm very cautious now to keep people in my life who are in line with things that I value, the relationship types that I value. So yes, people buy you, but you buy people too. And pay attention to what you're purchasing, because all money ain't good money. All money spent is not money invested. So pay attention to that, and pay attention to the people that you allow into your life, because they can either enhance it or they can destroy it. And in either case, this is what I want you to understand. In either case, whether they are enhancing or they're destroying, you could, in the midst, feel satisfaction. I want you to think about that. Somebody can be in your life. You can have someone in your life as a part of your life, as a friend, as a lover, as an intimate partner, as a business associate, as a business partner, who, in the middle of it, you feel satisfied with the relationship, But really, what's going on under the surface and behind the scenes, and when you're not paying attention, they're destroying you and they're destroying the relationship. And I know that for a fact because that was my history. That was my story as far as relationships went. So I would feel satisfied in the middle, but I would later find out that it was never, ever going to be a relationship that funded my happiness. And so once you get that, once you get really clear on the things that make you happy and the people that enhance your happiness, you will not ever, 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 what's going on, Mark? You will not ever go back to satisfactory ever again. I promise you. I promise you. And I promise you, you don't have to. All right, that's my message for today. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Have a happy Easter. I'm making Easter brunch tomorrow instead of Easter dinner. So I went to the grocery store this morning and got all my little stuff. So I'm going to be doing some prep work tonight. But yeah, Easter brunch is going to be different than something different. See what I'm saying, you guys? You got to be willing to change stuff up, change it up. So everybody else having Easter dinner, I'm making Easter brunch. So y'all have an amazing day. I'll pop in and check on y'all tomorrow. 30 books in 30 weeks. And April 19th is when Raising the Bar, new 60-day laser coaching starts. So if there's a lady in your life who's ready to start making some changes and really truly make the next 365 days the best year of her life, that's where she needs to be. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.